long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
So, stuff's going on at Lucasfilm. I discovered this and made sure Cameron was aware of it. He's very sick right now. Not going to tell you what he's got, but he's going to lay low for a while. But I wanted to get this out. 2 more people left Lucasfilm. I looked on the leadership list last night just on a lark. I was doom scrolling and saw that a very high profile person at Lucasfilm, Pippa Anderson, the head of post-production, has gone. And Dustin Sandoval, who was running the marketing, social media stuff for them, is gone. And so that makes Pippa Anderson, Dustin Sandoval, Max Taylor, and Rain Roberts all gone within just this year. And you add Queen Denchunku, and I can't remember, did someone else leave last year? That's 5 people within a year. So there are changes coming. And we need to start talking about why would someone whose job was, let's see, where did she sit on the chart? Let's go look at this. Look at my names here. KK, Brennan, Beck, Dave, Mo. She was right under, Pippa Anderson was literally right under Momitas and Gupta. All right. So she was, this is getting closer to the Kennedy inner circle, and she's not on the list. She's gone. Now, if you go looking to see where they've gone, sadly, people are no longer really updating their LinkedIn and other places where you would, update things like IMDb, etc. But yeah, she's no longer on the leadership team. Now, what does this mean? Well, Mando and Grogu is in post-production. They're doing all of the stuff necessary for the special effects, etc., probably doing pickups, etc. And her job was to kind of oversee post-production. She's not there. You can start speculating why would she leave in the middle of a movie? And then I think, and you got to think, why would Jon Favreau want her around? Why? Because she's part of Kennedy's inner circle, right? And this also tells me that other changes are coming to Lucasfilm, because she'd been there for years, all right? Sandoval, on the other hand, had only been there for like 2 years. It wasn't Queen Denchunku. She did the DEI. She was the DEI director for Lucasfilm. She went over to Disney. I can't remember the girl's name who did social media, but you get the picture, right? There are changes coming, and we all know what they are. Let's talk.
Argle, gargle, google, goo.
What?
Now you know how it feels. What are you talking about?
Keeping with the trusty adage, starve a cold, disgust a fever.
What an odd combination of odors. Smells like a fish died and all the other fish sent flowers.
Well, she's Horrible. I've made a ghastly mistake.
I didn't do nothing.
You know what the name Corleone means? Heart of a lion. So if I were you, I wouldn't bring any attention to the fact that I'm the slowest in the herd.
For 10 long weeks, the Star Wars company labored on the suburban London sound stages, bringing to life a film that had begun as an idea with George Lucas 3 years before.
Okay, so we know there are leadership changes coming at Lucasfilm, and the trades are saying Dave Filoni and Carrie Beck are taking over. I don't know. I mean, Kennedy's insisting that she named her successor, which probably was you're naming Dave Filoni or you're naming John or whatever. What I believe is that the person calling the shots at Lucasfilm is Jon Favreau. Now, whether he's above Filoni and Beck in the pecking order amongst the Disney film crews, I don't know. But there's something like that going on. This is Dustin Sandoval. He no longer is listed as the social media marketing, global marketing dude there. And this is the second time in 2 or 3 years that they've lost this person. Now, again, it might just be that job is hard. That job is not the job that keeps people around very long because it's just a pain in the ass. I don't know, sitting on your ass all day coming up with ideas and, doing social platform marketing doesn't really seem that difficult, but I don't know. But I find it interesting that he's gone when he is newer than Pippa Anderson. For all we know, Pippa Anderson just said, I'm retiring. It could be that simple. It also could be something a little more complicated. But with Sandoval, it could just be his job. However, the way Lucasfilm has kind of dropped the ball on public relations and, treating their fans with respect, he might have been kicked to the curb because they want to go a different direction. And with the changes coming to Lucasfilm, this is more of an indication, especially since Rain Roberts, Miss Acolyte left, and Max Taylor left for reasons we don't know. Probably the Acolyte. But if you look at things, ever since Carrie Hart, the people that were part of a failed project, Solo: A Soy War Story, The Last Jedi, Carrie Hart, instead of Kennedy taking the face shot like a leader would do it, she threw Carrie Hart under the bus. Carrie Hart was the one that wanted to go ahead with the first draft of The Last Jedi. Now we've got Mark Hamill feeling bad that he was so mean to Rian Johnson. And, it could be Mark is just looking to keep his name in the public eye, or something else is going on, or the word of a retcon for the complete retcon of the sequel trilogy, or the complete erasure of the sequel trilogy. And Mark, he worked on it. He was part of it. Maybe I don't see why he should feel bad about telling the idiot that he was wrong when he was wrong. But that's just me. But the changes are coming, and every time I go on to the Lucasfilm site and look at the leadership and I see names missing, we get that much closer to Kennedy not being around. Okay, Kennedy finally leaving. These are good things, okay? So these are the people that I can say left that I know of. Carrie Hart back in 2018, Rain Roberts, Max Taylor, Pippa Anderson, Dustin Sandoval, Queen Denshuku, and then the old social media person, she left too, all right? It's starting to get kind of thin at the top. And again, like I said, it's getting close to Kennedy if it's someone where Pippa Anderson's at. Now again, let's, be open-minded. It could just be she retired, or it could be something more complicated. However, people often retire when they see a change of, if they've been in a place a long time and they see changes coming, and the changes may or may not include them. So hopefully we'll see some names that we recognize as going out the door as well. We all know who they are. And we'll see where this goes. Just wanted you guys to know this. This is Steph, signing out. See you around the galaxy.